So it's been 7 or 8 minutes, and this is the kind of stuff that we deal with in Maryland when the humidity is like almost 100%. You can see all the rust falling off the bottom, so that's not good. So in our last episode, we removed and resealed a fitting on the bottom of the boat. Finished product. This had been leaking ever since we got the boat, so we were glad to have it fixed. And I think we left you with this, repairing a crack between the lead keel and the fiberglass fairing at the back end of the keel. Since this is the middle of summer, we're ready to get out of the hot boat yard and back onto the water in a summer breeze again, so let's see if we can make that happen. As always, thanks for being here for another one. Enjoy. When someone asks, what is man's greatest creation, I think a lot of people think of duct tape. And while duct tape is pretty amazing, and it's gotten me out of a pickle a time or two, epoxy is actually on the top of my list. Epoxy is a two-part system that consists of a resin and a hardener. When the two parts are separate, they're in a liquid or even a malleable state. However, when you mix the two, that's when the magic happens. An exothermic reaction takes place, releasing heat, as the two parts are mixed together and start catalyzing. Not long after that, you have a rock-solid piece of epoxy that is stuck to whatever you are applying it to. It's hard to say when epoxy was first used to make boats out of fiberglass, but somewhere between the late 50s and early 60s was when fiberglass boats really started to take off. Back then, the boats were laid up thick, out of solid glass. As time wore on, the boat builders began to understand more and more about the strength and durability of fiberglass. They began to make their hulls thinner and started adding core materials such as balsa or foam to help create a stiff yet light boat. There have been many different designs and techniques since the start of fiberglass boat building, but one thing is for sure. Fiberglass can last nearly forever if you look after it.
River's gonna cry when you're. River's gonna cry when you're. River's gonna cry when you're good. Hey, I was hoping you would stay, but I've always known that you would go and find your own way. I still see when we climbed up in those streets, 12 years old, to feel the wind and watch the river run. And the sun would always shine when we sat there, you and I. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. River's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. River's gonna cry when you're. River's gonna cry when you're. River's gonna cry when you're gone. It's gonna cry, it's gonna cry. River's
So one of the things that was brought up to us by our surveyor when we first had the boat surveyed for the first time and the only time was that our thru-hull fittings, the valves that are there, were kind of stuck and they're not in the best condition, that's for sure. They do move, but they're kind of frozen. The handles are a little rusty. We don't want something to break off while we're in the water and have water rushing in. So those are definitely vital pieces that we need to fix and definitely replace. So that's one thing that we're going to do while we're hauled out here. When I go to take these off, hopefully they're not stuck. They're brass, I think, and I think they're original to the boat. So hopefully they're not seized up. When we did this on my dad's Tartan 30 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, they came off really easily. So that's what I'm hoping to find today. I don't know what size they are, so I need to get them off first, and then I can order the new ones, put them on, and we're good to go. So hopefully it's a straightforward job, but as with anything, we say that, and it's going to take me a week to get 4 or 5 valves off, so we'll see what happens. This is our raw water intake for our engine, right? So the raw water comes up through this valve, and right now it's in the open position, and if I push it, that was pretty difficult, but if I push it, it will move. You can see all the rust that's falling off the bottom, so that's not good. So this needs to be replaced. These should work pretty freely. You shouldn't have a rusted handle like this that could possibly break off in a time that you need it, and it's dangerous to have these where you can't close them in an emergency. So this is definitely one of the things that we're going to be replacing while we're out right now. So it's been 7 or 8 minutes, and this is the kind of stuff that we deal with in Maryland when the humidity is like almost 100%. It's the evening, there's storms coming through, not much air moving. I haven't really been working that hard. I got the thru-hull off. It took a little budging and a little bit of I had a 5-pound hammer to tap the wrench with, but it came off, and you can see kind of how cruddy it is. It's definitely old. See how rusty the handle is. Definitely needs to be replaced. Hose isn't in too bad condition. Might reuse it. Might as well just replace it, so we'll see. That's one down. 4 or 5 more to go. That's a massive thru-hull. It's huge. It doesn't look that bad though. It looks more newly replaced, but it's still coming out. Alright, so new plan. The thru-hull under the kitchen, the galley sink, actually isn't too bad shape. It moves pretty freely. It looks like it's in pretty good shape. The handle's a little rusty, but it's not like the raw water for the intake for the engine. And in the head here, they're actually not too bad either. Down under the sink down there, it's actually not too bad. So I think I might just leave them too. The only bad one really was the intake for the engine. It's not quite as bad as I thought it was going to be, which is good. I haven't really played around with them too much, so definitely the one for the intake for the engine needed to be replaced. So yeah, we're going with that. We're only going to replace one, which is cool with me, and it's pretty accessible. know, maybe that fixed it. So we are in the water now. We put the boat in and the guy's standing at the lift. I'm checking for leaks and nothing's leaking, so that's a good thing. I go to open the valve for the raw water for the engine. He says start it up. I started up, a couple little bursts of water come out of the exhaust, and then like nothing, like little squirts kind of, and then it's like draws out to like nothing come out of the exhaust. And he's like, blip the throttle a couple times, maybe that'll, I don't know, maybe there's a clog or something. So that didn't do anything. Then I come down here, look at the strainer because I'd played with that, and that didn't do anything. And then he was like, I'll just put you on this T-head dock that we're tied to now, so we can kind of play around with it and they don't have to wait for us. And when he was leaving, he was like, check the elbow fittings from you know, all your joints. So basically, I've figured out the water's at least getting to the strainer, and then we overfilled the strainer and tried to start the engine, and it wasn't drawing anything past the strainer because the strainer wasn't, the water level wasn't dropping. So then I took this hose off, and I feel like, I don't know if this is true, but I feel like I should be able to blow through this or suck through this and get like motion. Like the impeller, I think, should turn. I don't know if that's true because that runs on the belt. So I don't know if this is going to work or not. But it was nothing, I couldn't blow in it before, and then I kind of emptied this line out and then kind of squished it, and now I can blow through it. And it felt like something kind of just kicked, and it feels like the impeller is turning. So I guess we'll try again.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like anyway. I don't know, it's doing something. Here's just when we thought.
I know. We were all done.
I know. Now
Peace for now.
And if this isn't it, I think I'm gonna have to take the impeller off. This is an old impeller. There's like oil down there, but see, broken, braking.
Oh wow.
Where's another one? Braking.
Yeah, I need it. There we go.
And all these are kind of just
Wow.
cracking off.
I didn't know it was like a plastic. It's like rubber.
Yep.
Or unless it turns into that once it continues
No, it's supposed to be pretty soft because it actually folds in there. I mean, it's not working, obviously.
Yeah.
Because it's not supposed to look like that. We were just saying how we basically motored 80 miles from Hampton, Virginia to here, bringing the boat here, and we are lucky that we got here on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't had any issues, you know, with water coming out of the exhaust until today.
Wow, yeah, big difference. That's for sure.
Dry down there where we worked. I don't know if you can show the
No, you
white.
can't see, I think. Okay, there we go.
See the white.
Yeah.
Yep. How we like it.
Got a happy captain?
A lot better now.
Intimacy is all I need from you to me. Oh my, intimacy is all I need from you to me. Oh my, intimacy is all I need from you.
skipping rock. You can tell it's a skipping rock because of the way it is.
Oh, wow, score! Look at this. This is an aspen. You can tell that it's an aspen tree because of the way it is. Wow.
Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and leave us a comment. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button so you'll be able to follow along with us. See you in the next episode.